Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we're taking a look at the AceVolt 2000 power station. This 2 kilowatt power station is massive and it provides so much power that we haven't seen anything like this in the past in this price range and in this class. We're also going to be taking a look at this AceVolt solar panel, 200-watt solar panel that has 19.8 volt output capacity. This power station charges super quickly, under 2 hours from 0 to 100. So we're really excited to feature this in our channel today. We're going to be doing some testing. We're going to tell you all about all these inputs and output. You can power up to 16 devices at the same time using this. So super excited about this. Our main use case for this power station, of course, is going to be charging our electric bikes on the go. For example, this is the KBO Hurricane electric bike that we recently reviewed in the channel. Super lightweight electric bike with high capacity, high range urban commute bike. But whenever we take electric bike like this on camping, we also got the KBO Ranger, we have the KBO Flip, we have other KBO electric bikes, as well as other branded e-bikes in the house. This power station comes in handy because we can charge the battery on the go. So here is the entire unboxing process. There is not much with these components. This is a very heavy unit. It weighs about 48 pounds or so. So just be careful lifting this. You might need an extra set of hand depending on how much you are able to lift, but this is not a light unit that you can just take it backpacking, so just be careful from the start. It comes with a pretty nice and detailed instructions manual. It talks about all the connection, the input, the output, how to make that solar connection, which we'll talk about it here in just a second, but a really nice owner's manual. They send you the MC4 to Anderson connector here. This Anderson connector connects on the side for the input from the solar panel, so you can use this, and we do have a 200-watt panel from AceVolt that we'll show you here in just a second. And this is just a standard PC type of a input for the charging. So you just plug this into the wall, plug this into the unit, and this allows you to do a supercharge. It has a built-in supercharge functionality where you can charge this whole unit from 0 to 100% in about 2 hours, which is super impressive. We're going to talk more about this here in just a second. So here is the AceVolt solar panels. These are 200-watt panels, output 200-watt, 19.8 volt. This is one of those sticks that you have on the side, and we'll show you how this look like on the ground. Really a big size compared to some of the other panels that we have seen in the market, because it does have a nominal 200-watt output here. Super easy to use. It has got a 3-fold and cells on all 3 folds here. There is a pouch here, and inside the pouch you just got this MC4 connector, like a typical solar panel connection. It does not have a USB of any sort directly on the solar panel, which is a bummer because some solar panels do have that capacity, but this does not. This is a pretty decent sized cable here, but just pretty straightforward. Looks like a typical solar panel, and let's go ahead and set this up and start charging this unit. Now, before we do a demonstration of how this charges things such as our e-bikes, the solar charging and everything, let's talk about the specification of what this provides. This is a 2,000-watt continuous power station. So it peaks at around 4,000 watt, which is 4 kilowatt. So getting that 2,000 watt, 2 kilowatt of continuous power, that is amazing. That is way above the competition on this class. This also has 1997 watt hour of battery capacity. It's just under 2,000 watt hour of battery capacity, or this is 1.9 kilowatt hour of battery capacity, which is huge. It can power a lot of things. It uses a lithium iron phosphate battery, and unlike the lithium ion battery, the typical lithium ion battery that we see in the market, the phosphate batteries are also known as LiPo4 batteries. They are more stable and they last longer. For comparison, some of the lithium ion batteries that we have reviewed on power stations in the past, they had about 500 charging cycles before the capacity drops to 80%. But this one right here, they say that it could last up to 3,500 charging cycle before the capacity drops to 80%. So that is rather impressive. So when you invest on a power station like this with the lithium iron phosphate, your station is going to last a lot longer cooler, and it is also more stable. They are known to not catch on fire, and they're just overall protected compared to the traditional lithium-ion batteries. Another impressive feature about this charging station is that it can charge in about 2 hours from 0 to 100, and we have never seen that before with any of the other power stations that we have reviewed in the channel. Even your phone sometimes takes longer than that to charge. So what this does is it has a supercharging built in to the unit here, where you put the input from a wall charger, just plug it into your traditional 110 socket, and it will suck in 1100 watt of power. Given that your socket, your outlet can handle that type of power, it will take the 1100 watt of power and then it charges it rapidly, 0 to 100 in about 2 hours, which is really impressive. Another super awesome thing about this power station is that it can take up to 500 watt of solar input, because typically what we have seen on other power stations, some of the leading brands, they limit you to 200 watt of solar input. So if you had one of these 200 watt, that's it. You can't take any more. That means it's going to charge ridiculously slow. So with this one, it can let you have 500 watts. So safely you can use 2 of this, 400 watt of this, combine them together using an adapter, plug into the Anderson connector here, and you're good to go, and it will charge super fast. What they say is with the 500 watt input on charging, you can expect anywhere from 4 to 6 hours to fully charge this unit using the solar panel. So that is another impressive thing. If you're living on a camper van, you're camping outside, this is a great solution because you can use large amount of solar input to rapidly charge this unit. And of course, this has a pure sine wave inverters like any of the other power stations we have reviewed in the channel. So the input side is right here. This is very neatly packed under this hinge bracket here. And as I said earlier, this is for your solar charging. So you got your Anderson cable input here where you just plug this in, and this MC4 goes to your solar panel. The solar panel from the AceVolt comes with the MC4 connector. Now if you want to charge this from the wall, as I said earlier, this goes into your wall. Right here is the 3-prong adapter, and this side then just plugs in right here, so you can charge this from the wall as well. So those are your 2 inputs here, and they also list you the ratings right here. Is the DC PT input. This is a 500 watt max from here, and this one is the 1100 watt AC input. That is how it fast charges. I like that this is kind of hidden here, and it has the bracket, so it is not, the inputs are not exposed. This is really nice design. So when you turn this unit on the side over here, this is where there is this little flap right over here that houses this 6 3-prong AC output. And this has a capacity of 2000 watt total and a peak of 4000 watt. So that is total, right? Like, so each of these have 2000 watt, but if you have multiple connected, then you are only going to get that total maximum wattage. But that is really impressive because you got not just 1, but 6. And if your appliances or anything that you're plugging in here do not use that 2000 watt, for example, most electronics may not, then you have got multiple electronics that you can use right here. Now you have got this button right here that you have to press, and when you press that, you'll hear a beep. And that is the indication that this button is turned on, and you'll see a little light. That is when all of these ports become active. Without pressing this button, these ports are not going to be active. But while we're on the subject, I want to remind you that this is very common with other power stations, is that as long as you have this button pressed and there's the light here, this unit, the inverter is always going to be on. So you are going to be constantly draining the battery. You can probably expect to drain about 1% an hour or so in our past experience, where if you just leave this on, you are going to be draining the battery. So I would highly recommend it. You turn this off when not in use so that the battery is not draining. This is because there is an inverter inside here that is converting from DC, the battery's DC, to AC, so that it becomes an usable AC over here. And for it to do that, it needs to run the inverter, the fan, and everything. That is why this is active all the time. Regardless, even if you have zero load, nothing connected here, this is always going to be active. So please make sure you turn this off so that this is not active and you're not draining the battery. Let's turn around on the other side and let's talk about all the outputs here on the front. Now, well, we're at the front here. This is, of course, the power. You gotta press and hold on this power button for this to turn on. Right now, it says 99 hours remaining, which basically means there is no load. So that's why it is showing 99 hours remaining, because this has a 35% battery. If it had a little bit more percent battery, it's probably, this number is probably going to go up. But right now, it is showing 0-watt input and 0-watt output, because we don't have any input, we don't have any output. This is just all 0-watt on both output and input. As soon as we plug something in and we start using the battery, it is going to change over here. Now let's start from this side and let's make our way towards this side and talk about all of these ports and what they do. Now, first of all, on this left side over here, you have got this 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter output. This is a typical car DC output that you find. We have reviewed a lot of textile accessories in this channel that uses this 12-volt outlet. So if you need to use this for things like your mini fridge or for CPAP machines or things like that, then this comes in very, very handy. Again, 12-volt 10-amp. This is very unique, but they also include a XT60 connector over here. I'm not sure what I would power this for. Some of our e-bike batteries uses the XT60 connection, but they are more of a 48 volt, not this 12 volt 10 amp, but you can easily use that to power those. Then you got two DC output. These are the DC 5521 outputs, and these are 12 volt 3 amp, and you can use things like drone, the projectors or cameras that require DC output from this. So these are all the outputs here, and you have to press on this to turn the DC, this to make this one activated here on this quadrant. Now let's talk about this quadrant right here in the middle. This is all the USB ports are, and this is what we use the most. Right here is a 5 volt 2.4 amp USB-A output. These are your standard USB-A output. You can charge a variety of electronics using this USB-A output, such as your drone controller, your phone, all the electronics that you use on a normal basis. Then you have got Quick Charge 3.0. So this is USB-A 3.0 quick charge. This is much, much faster than the 2.0, where you can charge 4 times as fast as the 2.0, and 2.0 are already faster than your traditional USB-A here. This can provide 18 watt of power, so much faster than the 12 watt that you get from here. Then finally, you have got the Type-C USB-C output over here. These are PD 100 watt. So this provides 100 watt of constant power. That means you can easily charge your MacBook Pro. You can charge other laptops that are coming out in the market that can take that PD 100 watt and charge the device. So these are really awesome for that purposes, super high power. And USB over here goes increasing level of power from left to right. So the standard, much faster than a standard, the fastest over here. Towards the end over here on the right side, what you get is a light. So when you press on it, you see the normal light, flashlight. You press on it again, you get SOS, you get a faster blinking SOS, and then you turn this off. So that's everything that you have over here. So this process is super simple. You just lift this up right here, and then you just plug this in. Then we are going to take this other end and then plug this over here. And let's see what type of charge rate we get. We hear the fan right away, and it says supercharge. So we are supercharging. This is saying for 3 hours, this needs to drop down. 2 hours is going to finish in sooner than 2 hours. As you can see, 78 minutes, like 35%, and now that is dropping. Wow, that's very impressive. 72 minutes, so just a little bit over an hour, this is going to charge to 100%. And this is charging at 1100 watt almost. In 20 minutes, we went from 35% to 56%. That is super impressive. It's been about an hour and we're 87% charged. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. This is 100%. It is amazing. As I said in my intro, one of the big benefits for us is being able to charge this electric bikes on the go using the power station here. Because this is a massive power station that can power 16 devices at the same time, we got 6 different 3-prong outlets right here for AC. So you can use this power station to charge all of this electric bikes. These are both the KBO bikes. So we have the KBO Flip. This is a foldable electric bike where it becomes half its size. So super easy for us to just take it on any of the camping trip or any of the trip that we go. That one is the KBO Hurricane. That's the bike that we recently reviewed. Super lightweight. It weighs about 40 pounds and we can just easily lift it, take it with us. So we like taking these two bikes around because of the portability. And now with having this power station, it becomes super easy. All we have to do is just plug this in and we get an indicator right here that it has started charging. So really easy to charge. With this power station, it makes it super easy to take our e-bikes around. So for this use case specific, if you are going on camping and you have an e-bike, I would highly recommend this power station because it has a lot of power, it charges super quickly, and it powers all of your devices. So we're charging two e-bikes and looks like it is taking in 187 watt out. Of course, there is no input because we are not charging this device. This also comes in pretty handy when you need to charge your tools and batteries on the go as well. This is also pretty handy for powering mini fridges like this, where it is super low wattage, so it will last you forever. You can also plug in large appliances, and we're gonna try with our fridge here in just a second. This is also pretty handy for running space heaters like this in the winter time if you're camping, or AC in the summertime. And with a space heater like this, we expect the draw to be significant. So we're going to crank this up to high, and then we are going to take this all the way to high. Now that is on. Let's see what type of power draw we get. So as you can see, that's significant power draw, like 1,000 watt right now. And it says that it will last 93 minutes if it constantly draws. So about an hour and a half if it constantly draws that much power with this space heater right here. Now let's test the solar charging here. So we have got the solar panel. We have to lay this flat on the ground, and then we're going to tilt it. As I said before, let me show you from this side how this leg works now. We have got these legs that just come out because it has got the Velcro in there. So next we take this MC4 connector here and then connect it to this MC4 to Anderson connector that came with this power station, and male to male, female to female, and we are good to go. Now we just take this Anderson connector, align the red and black, and plug it in, and you will hear a beep. Let's check it out, what type of rating that we get here. So we got our solar panel hooked up, pretty decent sun today, and we have the cable running over here with the Anderson connector, and we're getting 166. It was shooting at 175 earlier, so it kind of depends on how cloudy it gets, but we are 91% charge, and we are getting a pretty decent input. But as the cloud is coming in, as you can see, the wattage drops significantly. But on a bright sunny day, I can expect that to go to full 200. It was shooting at around 175 when we first plugged it in, but now the sun is kind of going away. There's some clouds here. We tried the ultimate test, which is to charge a Tesla, and when we first plugged it in, it was green for a little while, but then the charger turned red. It was flashing red, so Tesla did not recognize this as a power source that would be adequate for charging the Tesla. We plugged it in anyways, and then we got a red flashing on the T logo on the charger, so we know that this did not work. On the screen, it just says ready to charge, but it did not charge. So unfortunately, this charging fails. It is not supposed to charge for Tesla. So we have had a couple of days to fully test this unit, and we are impressed. The results are just amazing. The performance, we didn't just take the word from the manufacturer, we tested it ourselves. First of all, the supercharging capability. That is no joke. I was really surprised, and I was thinking maybe that's not correct, but when we plugged it in from 0 to 100, that was just about 2 hours that it fully charged. We charged from 35% to about 100%, and that was with 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's just amazing. We have never seen those results in the past. So even just for that, this unit is worth it. It is a bit pricey. It is just under $2,000 for the 2,000 watt unit, so it is a bit pricey, but compared to the market and other units that we have tested in the past that are around that price range, this does more than they do. And with the lithium iron phosphate battery, this will last a really, really long time, 3,500 plus cycles before it drops to 80% capacity. So that is another win for this one. They also made it really nice so that you can carry this around. Of course, you're not going to go backpacking with this or put it on your bike and just take it everywhere. This is going to require some planning. You would throw this on your truck, on your car. It is not a big unit. It is just heavy, so just around 50 pounds. This is a bit heavy, so just wanted to put that warning out there. You can charge your iPhones, you can charge your drones, you can charge any of your electronics with an ease, 16 different devices at the same time. So it produces a lot of power and it charges super rapidly. Another highlight we had was with the side solar connector. Typically other units in this class require you to just go up to 200 watt, and after that it just cuts out. You can't do more than 200 watt of solar, but this unit you can go all the way to 500 watt of input. So if you have different connectors, splitters with the Anderson MC4 splitters, you can connect multiple solar panels up to 500 watt, and this will charge rapidly with 500 watt input. With the 1100 watt, we charged in about 2 hours. With 500 watt, it will take you 4 or 5 hours to fully charge this unit from 0 to 100 using solar panel. This also has a sustained 2,000 watt of power. It is not one of those that peaks at 2,000 and you barely get 1,000. We kind of crossed that limit at some points with our testing, and it did perform really, really well. Unfortunately, it does not charge a Tesla. We tried that. Maybe Tesla has some type of sensor. Maybe this is not. It does not have that neutral or grounding correctly identified that the Tesla can take. It just didn't even start charging. I wish it did that. With 2,000 watt, I was hoping that it did that, but it doesn't do it. We checked it ourselves here, and that was not the case. But it does support a lot of other appliances and even full-size refrigerators. This also works great as a UPS if you just have a security system, your internet, you want to plug it into your computer so that every time there's a power outage, you're good to go with this system. Just so many different applications, super versatile. Yes, a bit pricey, but I think it is worth it for what it does, and if you absolutely need a unit like this on the go. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you found this review helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and come back again for another video. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.